Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Fabled Lands. Now, I should have probably recorded this last night, but I really wanted to do some more Silent Hill 2. We have a new button on the screen. Now, for any of you wondering about the episode title, Merlin and the Book of Beasts was a laughably bad fantasy B-movie from a few years ago that took extreme liberties with the Arthurian canon. However, this game now has a bestiary. Its own Book of Beasts, as it were. Or even brigands. We can view enemy models. We can even look at their stats. And in some cases, interesting there, the okay, scroll button works here. If we got that, no, it's all good. It is divided up by region. We can click on the little arrow or on the portrait itself. And I've really only encountered 2 of the foes in Golnir. It doesn't show... Wait, current playthrough? All playthroughs. There's a dragon in Golnir. It's hard to find. It hides rather well and can spew a fireball. It's got 40 stamina, a very high offense, very high defense. It's a tough opponent. It's nice that we're shown special attacks and yeah, we can view the enemy models. It's fun. We'll go back to the current playthrough again. Now, ironically, since we are speaking of beasts, I did say at the end of the last episode we'd go up to Nerech this time. So let's absolutely do that. But first off, we find ourselves in Saqqara. Maybe the patch has fixed the fact that Marlowe's Marlock is referred to as the current... Nope, it hasn't. Excellent. Yellowport is the second largest city in Saqqara. It is mainly a trading town and is known for its exotic goods from distant Ankon Konu way to the south. The Provost Marshal of Yellowport is Roiser. He used to be Marlowe's Marlock's second in command. Since the assassination of the old Provost, Roiser has ruled the city with an iron hand. Patrols are frequent and spies are everywhere. You will have to be careful not to get yourself recognized. The Stinking River brings rich deposits of sulfur from the Lake of the Sea Dragon down to the town, where it is extracted and stored in the large waterfront warehouses run by the Merchants Guild. From here, the mineral is exported all over Harkuna. Unfortunately, all that sulfur has its drawbacks. The stink is abominable and much of the city has a yellowish hue. The river is so full of sulfur that it is virtually useless as a source of food or of drinking water. However, the demand for sulfur, especially from the sorcerers' guilds, is great. Politically, much has changed in the past few years, especially extremely recently. The old and corrupt king of Saqqara, Corin VII, has been deposed and executed in a military coup. General Grieve Marlock and the army now control Saqqara. The old council of Yellowport has been indefinitely dissolved and a provost marshal, Marlowe's Marlock, the general's brother, appointed as military governor of the town. He was then blatantly assassinated by Little Devika and replaced by his second in command, Marlowe's Marlock. Although not everyone in town seems to have caught up on these events just yet, and that's probably good as far as hiding from the authorities is concerned. To leave Yellowport by sea, buy or sell ships and cargo, go to the harbour master. We shall not do that. We shall visit market and just check if there's anything we can sell. There is not. Oh, but we should want to sell something, actually. I see. Well, let's head up to Venefax. Wait, what's our... Okay, our magic is an 11. Okay, do we have a potion of... We do have a potion of intellect. Excellent, we may very well need it. And a potion of godliness. We may need that also. The villagers welcome you as the one who brought Fours to justice and saved their people from slavery. Venefax is a strange-looking village. It looks like a single gigantic building. All the houses are joined together to form a jumbled mass, and none of the houses have doors. The only way in is through holes in the rooftop. Ladders lead up to the roof, which in effect forms a network of streets that the inhabitants travel across to get to certain buildings. "We had to build it that way for defence," says a passing farmer. "You see, the Scorpion men from the south cannot climb, so they can't get inside the town." There is not much for you to buy or sell in this provincial market. Items of no purchase price are not available locally. Let us then take the eastern road up towards Blessed Springs. You're on the road between Blessed Springs and Venefax. Pilgrims, the sick and injured, travel this route to the holy waters of Blessed Springs to find salvation. We are attacked by mad pilgrims. We're not going to waste a luck blessing on that. You must fight, and so we shall. Alright, you lot, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to gain a fallen companion to even up the numbers a little here. Our fallen companion will just defend for now. You shall be cursed by the gods, and you shall feel the blade of a fallen hero. And now let us cleanse your sin. And the fallen fells the last foe. Interestingly, the combat log doesn't seem to include... Okay, look, we're just gonna take that. The village of Blessed Springs, nestling at the foot of a tall hill, has grown up around the holy waters, a special spring said to have healing powers. It has been fenced off by the villagers and a priesthood appointed to supervise the supplicants who come to bathe or drink of the spring's waters. There is no market, but an alchemist has set up shop here. Let us absolutely go to the alchemist shop and sell one of these potions of godliness. I think a potion of strength is in order. And now let us leave this town. Fort Brylon, named after a Sakaran king of the First Dynasty, is the southernmost castle on the fortified wall that keeps out the rabid, savage man-beasts. What the soldiers fear most is what they call death duty, going out on patrols beyond the wall into Nerech itself. The roads are patrolled by troopers of the Sakaran army. The fort is well supplied from Blessed Springs and traffic abounds. I'm not going to use a luck blessing because we may get a thief, but that peculiar find would be rather useful. Nothing particular happens. The cold, bleak mountains look as inhospitable and forbidding as their name implies, their frozen flanks climbing high into the icy clouds. Let's go back to Fort Brylon. Now, in addition to the bestiary, this patch did something else. It made it easier to find certain quest objectives when you're looking for them. I'm going to blatantly tab out now and check the list because it is specific. So, added a bonus on rolls when searching for a quest target in a random event location for the Werebore, Mermaids, Avar Hordef, and the Gibbet Ghost. but not the dragon in Golnir if you're doing the quest to find the dragon, where you have to keep going back to an area to try and find the dragon and randomly roll, and one of the alternative encounters that's not the dragon is quite nasty because it can just destroy your armor. But that hasn't been accommodated for. Apparently, yes, trying to get the werebore and the mermaids can be a real bother. Avar Hordef, yes, that's up here, isn't it? Near the Isle of Mystery. You find a man-beast's helmet, which is not as good as our magical helmet. Before art or faith, or even speech, it is the tools of war that first separate a man from the beast. We may very well need this, blatantly, on the other side of that wall. Fort Estgard is one of 3 forts along the walls that runs right along the border. Their purpose is to defend Sakara against the ravening man-beasts of Nerech, which are constantly trying to break through to raid the interior. The commander of the fort desperately wants to see you. "My daughter, Alicia, has been kidnapped by the man-beasts," he says. "They are asking that I let one of their raiding parties through to attack the farmlands. I am delaying my response as long as possible, but if I don't do something, they will kill her. Please, I need a brave adventurer to rescue her. Of course we shall accept this." Devika brings death to all, even the man-beast of Nerech. You ask the guards at the gate to let you through into Nerech. As the gates swing open, a priest of Nagil, the god of death, steps forwards and reads the last rites over you. "I'm not dead," you shout, shoving the priest hard in the chest. "As good as," he mutters in between the chants of the rites of Nagil. "So be it, let us venture forth." Nerech is a barren peninsula of wind-blasted rolling heathland. The sky is a dismal grey. A lone crow circles overhead, cawing mournfully. Wild cliffs overlook the sea. Inland you see a tall hill in the distance. And up that hill we shall go. As you draw nearer to the hill, something steps into your path. It looks like a man, but its limbs are strangely twisted and its hands end in long black talons. It is covered in matted grey fur and wears little except an ornate iron helm, fashioned to resemble the head of a bird that covers its head completely. 2 red specks glint from within the helm. The man-beast howls at the sky and comes for you. We can put on the man-beast helmet we discovered, or refuse to do so and fight. If I click this, will it actually change my equipment? You raise the man-beast helmet above your head. Who knows, maybe the wretched creatures are stupid enough to be deceived by mere appearances. It has not. Since we are requiring a sanctity roll, let us drink that potion of godliness. Just to get it out of our pack. Just as you're about to put the helmet on, you feel something stir within it. Something ancient, something hungry, something evil. The helm is imbued with some accursed dark presence that thirsts for another's life force, and putting it on while in Nerech may be ill-advised, to say the least. And yet we don it all the same. As you slip the helmet over your head, dozens more of the man-beast appear on the scene, and then your vision blurs and your head begins to pound. The helmet is doing something to your mind, and it hurts. Forearmed with the knowledge of the dark entity nested within the helmet, you try to still your mind and prepare for the psychic onslaught. A roll we didn't even need to make. So interestingly, automatic rolls don't trigger the until next dice roll stat boost from potions. You feel as if the helm were trying to seize control of your mind, but you manage to overcome the insidious enchantment, and the pain dies away to a nagging itch. You gain 1 magic permanently, and do not turn into a beastman, or beastwoman in this case. Resisting the strange enchantment helps you advance in your abilities in the arcane arts. Looking through the eye holes of the helm, you see that the man-beasts are ignoring you. Plainly, they are too stupid to realize you are not one of them. The tall hill turns out to be the lair of the man-beast. It is honeycombed with caves, and you wander through them unmolested. You come to a large cavern. At the far end, about 20 people are locked up behind a steel portcullis. One of the prisoners has been strapped to a table, and a woman dressed in black and yellow silken robes is fastening a dog-shaped beast helmet over her head, oblivious to her victim's cries for mercy. As the helmet slides into place, he begins to shudder. To your disgust, his limbs contort and twist, and grey fur begins to sprout all over him. Soon he will have become a mindless man-beast, his mind destroyed and his body enslaved. The woman, who is from Akatsurai, spots you. "You have not been processed," she says in surprise. "We'll see who gets processed here, you she-devil," you reply through gritted teeth. She smiles evilly and takes up a long-bladed spear, spinning it about her head and body in a display of breathtaking martial skill. Now, a potion of strength used before making an ability roll or before entering combat adds 1 combat and 1 maximum damage to that roll for combat only. So we must drink this before going into the fight, not during. Speaking of fights, let's do it. Okay, lady. You asked for this. I am about to pen 3 new entries in the book. Defend. O great defender. O wicked one, prepare to be cleansed. You know what? Actually, let's just defend. And feel the purifying might of the gods. And now we assail them with our rusty ancient tomb blade. No, we're still in full health. That's good. And he targeted the NPC. Excellent. She falls at your feet. You release the prisoners and who cannot believe their good fortune. Among them you find Alyssa, the daughter of the fort commander. She tells you the woman was Chizoka, from some strange sect called the Black Pagoda in Akatsurai. Maybe I should go and investigate there. You can take Chizoka's spear. It is a naginata, with +1 combat. You also find the seal of the Black Pagoda she is carrying. Now that Chizoka is dead, the rest of the man-beasts don't know what to do. They mill around aimlessly. That's probably for the best. They'll be less concerted in their efforts to assail the mainland. You lead Alicia and the others to safety. They return to their homes and you take Alicia to Fort Estgard in Socara. At which location? Fort Estgard is one of the 3 forts along the walls that runs right along the border. Their purpose is to defend Socara against the ravening man-beasts of Nerech, which are constantly trying to break through to raid the interior. The commander of the fort desperately wants to see you. You have rescued Alicia, the commander's daughter, from the man-beasts. They have a tearful, joyous reunion, all thanks to you. The commander rewards you with combat training, and we gain +1 combat permanently. What a nice little quest. And we should probably get rid of this man-beast helmet now, because it's not as good as our regal helm, which is just better. Where can we sell this? Probably in Yarumura, whereas our ship probably down south in Yellowport. Absolutely. Full of minerals, so we should be heading to Wishport and Golnir. You're crossing an area of fertile farmland, where much of the food is grown to feed the army. Little farmsteads dot the landscape, and the ploughed fields have the appearance of a patchwork quilt. Almost sounds like Golnir. You'll find some leather armour, and we've got no room for that. Karanbaru is a medium-sized town that acts as a way station between the citadel to the north and the rich towns of the south. It is a garrison town. Many supplies, arms and soldiers move through Karanbaru on the north-south trail. Shops, temples, traders and the like have sprung up here to serve the needs of the military. Blimey, double burp, okay. There is also a sizable mining community, for the mines of Saqqara lie in the Bronze Hills just outside town, and a slave market where poor unfortunates sold into slavery are bought for work in the mines. The Karanbaru market consists of several covered arcades. Much of its stock is for miners and soldiers, and it is run with business-like efficiency by the Saqqaran military. And damn it, we can't sell these things here. We never seem to be able to sell the magic mandolin anywhere. The road is nearly blocked by wagons and supply convoys. A troop of soldiers forces its way through the throng. The men bang heads indiscriminately to clear people out of the way. We are mistaken for a beggar and receive 10 shards from a passing priest. Let's go to the roadside tavern. You join the much-travelled road that connects Trefoil and Karanbaru. The traffic mostly consists of convoys of troops and supplies. Eventually you come to the Weary Pilgrim Tavern, a way station between the cities. The tavern costs you 1 shard a day. Each day you spend here you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your normal unwounded stamina score. We are not wounded yet. So let's head back down to Yellowport, get on our ship, and get the F out of here. Get the minerals out of here before the authorities. Oh, for fuck's sake! I've accidentally sold my ship. I sold a ship with a full cargo by mistake. Well, I'm not replaying that whole episode again, so I'm just going to have to live with that mistake. That is really... Well, look, it's nearly 2 in the morning, but that is unforgivable. I better buy a new one. And I better buy some cargo to make up for it. Maybe even upgrade the crew. And get out of here with the green button, not the blue one. I wondered why I had to confirm. Your ship is sailing in the coastal waters beside Yellowport. There are a number of other ships, mostly merchantmen, but there are also a few ships of the Saqqaran Imperial Navy. At least we won't be plagued by pirates with the navy around, says the first mate. Clearly, we sold our old ship because it was registered in our name, and we didn't want the authorities to spot the ship on the high seas and know that we would be on it. Clearly they will be searching for the assassin. It was a clever ruse, obviously, to throw off suspicion. That's why I bought a totally new ship in the same port instead of going to another city to buy a different ship which wouldn't be registered here. Sort of. Blatantly, a little bit, not really. Your ship is sailing in the coastal waters off the Shadar Tor. You can just see the Tor, a jumbling mass of rocks sitting on the cliff tops as it has done for 1,000 years. Look, it's a storm, we got a good ship, we can handle storms. We handle the storm. Your ship is sailing over coastal waters near Marlock City. Yes, we don't want to stay here for long. It's another storm! Again, we have a worthy vessel. The mast splits! Okay, we'll use our luck blessing on that, finally. We're heading westwards into Golnir. And we're sailing in the coastal waters close to Wishport, where we shall dock and lighten our load, relieving ourselves of our cargo and making up for the massive amount of money we just wasted. Wishport is a picturesque town set at the back of a bay rimmed with white cliffs. Fish, oil, dyes and other commodities are packed here for transport inland. The market is located in a warren of alleys adjacent to the waterfront. Each alley is dedicated to a different commodity. In one you can buy rope, in another lanterns, and so on. You hear the echo of hammer on anvil from the weaponsmith's forge just ahead, and go to the harbour and sell all these minerals. And we're nearly back where we were on the money front. Let's... Oh, we can't buy any better crew here, okay. In that case, let's sail away. We'll go to at least, thingy. Is it Ringhorn? Seeing the fearful looks of the crew, you ask the first mate what the matter is. "These are haunted waters, Captain," is all he will tell you. Why do so many pirates and sailors traditionally in media sound like Cornish men or Gloucestershire men? Or Bristol men? Actually, yeah, it's Bristol and Cornwall, isn't it? Because that's actually where a lot of British pirates came from. I'm not sure about foreign pirates from other countries, but that's why we represent pirates as having a Bristol or Cornish accent, because most of them came from there. And in fact, most sailors for a long time in our country also came from Bristol. It was a good, port city. Had a thriving naval industry, good shipbuilding industry. So yes, it is true that for a great period of time, most of our sailors had Bristolian accents. Yes, people from Bristol are Bristolian, not Bristolian. I don't know why either, but it just is what it is. The approaching vessel at first seemed to be an innocent merchantman, but then you look out, points to the banks of oars. "A pirate galley!" he cries. Sure enough, at that moment the ship hoists the red pennant of the Kingdom of the Reavers. Her oars give her a good burst of speed over short distances, and she is soon bearing down on you. Let's make a run for it, because we don't have the greatest crew right now. You're off the sea at Knucklebone Point. Let's head into Matricians. And I recently learned it is Esplanade and not Esplanade. Courtesy of some antiques program or other on the television recently. Matricians is a large trading city of broad market plazas and great palaces built by the wealth of the merchant princes. You can buy a house here for 200 shards. Yeah, but the houses do the Resident Evil box thing where stuff just teleports to whichever one you're in, which feels like cheating, so I don't do it. The market is one of the largest you have ever seen. It stretches for hundreds of yards through piazzas covered with silk awnings along the great esplanade overlooking the bay, and through shadowy colonnades where the fortunes are made and lost in the course of a single conversation. So the thing with colonnade is it can be colonnade or colonnade, both are acceptable. I'm not sure if esplanade is acceptable yet. But, now that we are here in Matricians, I shall end the episode here. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, especially with our brand new bestiary full of creatures, and in fact, in Sakara, which should include Narech, right? Although technically Narech is part of the steppes. have our man beast here with bird helmet. And that nasty lady. So we don't hide there's no button to hide the unidentified creatures for an area, so that you can just scroll through the ones you have found. There we are, the she-devil. A woman from Akatsurai dressed in black and yellow silken robes, also now deceased. Oh, can we sell any of these things? No, we cannot. Ah well. Right, well, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next episode, whenever that happens. Probably not too far off from now, actually. Thanks all for watching, and see you all next time.